we're good.
Okay, with women's basketball, we got Brooklyn Palmer, Coach Taylor Wagner, Riley Hayes, Coach, getting ready to head to Texas for the regionals. And you were there last year. Kids know the gym for the most part. So what's the mood heading into regionals?
I think it's great. We're excited to keep playing. This is the most exciting time of the year. You're in the NCAA tournament. Anything can happen. And so the big thing is just making sure we go down, that we can believe we can win and go down there and make a bang.
Yeah. What have you, I know, the scouting probably started as even before you knew who you were playing, looking. What are you seeing from about Eastern New Mexico? And everybody's good at this point.
Yeah,
so.
A good team, really athletic, great rebounding team. It's going to get up and pressure you. So, they're really long and lanky, and they play hard. So we're going to have to be able to, handle the basketball, block out, and play our game. Execution's got to be good, and we just can't get rattled by them. They like to make teams play ugly, and if you allow that, then you can get down quick.
And this team has shown that you can play ugly, you can play pretty. You can adapt to different things because you've had to do it all year. So it's why not, right?
Yeah, I mean there's no mulligans anymore. You've got to go out and play and make plays, and I think that's the big thing that we want to do is just go down there. You want to have fun, you want to have a great attitude going in there, but you also have to have the confidence and have a chip on your shoulder. Like, hey, we've got to be the toughest team. And we always say that the tougher team is always going to advance in a tournament like this.
Yeah. I mean, you two know the Lone Star probably as well as anybody. And Brooklyn, you played in this tournament, even though you're in a different uniform last year. So is there kind of a comfort level knowing that you understand the level of play that you're going into?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's tournament time, so it's going to be tough either way. But having been there last year, you kind of know what it takes. And we just finished a tough RMAC tournament and knowing we're just going to go play the top teams of both conferences. And so, I mean, it's good to know that I've experienced it and, kind of what to expect, but also we have to just continue to be tough. And so it's a challenge, and I think we're ready for it, but I think it'll be interesting to see just how tough it really is.
Yeah. And Riley, I know that you weren't in the regional, but the teams that you're going against. So how does that help you prepare?
Yeah, I think it helps because, teams are new every year, but being familiar with some of the players and then having played at Texas Women's a couple years, I think it will bring a level of comfort knowing that I've been here. I know what I've done on this court against these teams. So, yeah, I think it'll be a good – yeah.
Coach, last year you went into this tournament with basically no experience at the regional level. And now you've got a team that has been there. Does that obviously lend itself to being a little more not focused, not prepared, but they understand a little bit better of what they're in for now?
Yeah, hopefully there's not as many nerves going into it, and they know what it takes. They saw the teams last year. We know the teams going down there, and like Brooklyn said, it's the best of both conferences, and you've got to play at a high level and everything. There's small margins. You can't have a lot of mistakes, and you've got to be really focused, and execution's got to be great. Energy's got to be great. Coaching's got to be great. And, going in there and just doing our best.
Yeah. Brooklyn, is it strange going to a tournament that your former teammates are also in? They're on the other side of the bracket, but that's got to be strange. But I guess it's kind of normal these days.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of strange, but I wouldn't change it. I think definitely being here I'd rather be on this end. But it is interesting. You're going to see people you played with and played against. And so I'm just ready for whatever teams we play, but I'm just grateful to be in a Mesa jersey this year.
Yeah. Riley, I know, Coach said, you've got to bring energy this week. And this really hasn't been a problem for this team. You guys, you walk out, you always look like you're excited to play or you're having fun. Is that just kind of, it helps everybody get over last week knowing, hey, we get to go play again?
Yeah, I think we all got over it pretty fast. It was tough, but like we talked about, it's a learning experience. There's things we took from it and we're going to put towards this week. And I mean, we're just lucky we get another shot at it. We knew the season wasn't over. So I think we're just like, we've worked for this all year. It didn't end last week. Like we get a new start this week. So yeah.
I'll have to figure out how to do this later. You guys, you haven't, for good reasons, obviously, you haven't had a ton of game film lately to go back and look at a loss. Just in terms of, and you mentioned, you were able to get over it kind of quickly. In a weird way, since, you haven't had to look at a game like that in a while, was it, as a coaching staff and as players, you almost took more away from it, being like, here's some things that we've seen that maybe kind of got covered up because all we were doing was winning?
Yeah, I think some of the things that happened on Saturday have happened all year. It's just we were able to overcome it at some point in the game, and then Saturday we just weren't. So, but I think it kind of shined a brighter light on it that maybe we weren't seeing earlier in the season. So, yeah, I think we were able to learn a lot from Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about how winning creates complacency. I mean, I think Riley did it perfect, but I think we talk about how winning creates complacency. And as we tried not to do that this year, I think it was kind of an eye opener for us to be in that game on Saturday and to have it come down to those, the whole game. But in the end, like just looking at the score, we kind of let them close at the last few minutes. And so you can learn a lot from wins and you can learn a lot from losses. And Coach talked about how we can learn from it. And just, I think we use it as a learning experience instead of just trying to beat up ourselves about it. So you do unfortunately learn a lot, but I think it'll be good for us to look back and then to use that as a positive experience moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, we just watched the last 7 minutes of the game. We're up 54-46, and we had there was a couple good plays, but there was 5 or 6 plays where, if we do this or we do that, maybe we extend that lead and it doesn't get as tight. And, those are certain areas and things that we could control as well. It wasn't, someone else making a decision or a call or anything like that. It was what we could control and things we've talked about all year long, things that we knew about in the scout that we needed to do. And hopefully we can learn from that and just be better this next time out.
And then, you guys, after kind of the marathon of the RMAC tournament, you get about a week or so off, just to practice. But you do have to head over there, get ready to play in the tournament. And as much as you want to be creatures of habit and keep things same place, same time, obviously it's going to be different this time, later this week. Is the mindset like try to make things as normal as possible, or is it just this is different because it's a different situation now? We're in the NCAA tournament, or is it just let's try to make things as routine and normal as possible?
Well, I mean, it is a little bit different, so you have to adjust to that, and all teams are going through that. But some of the stuff that we do, it's going to be normal, and just I think being around, your teammates and the coaches and everyone in the program, it's really comfortable. And that's the one thing I've liked about this team is they've been awesome to be around all year long. And it's one more tournament. It's one more experience for this team. And I think we're going to go down there and have a lot of success.
Someone.
Is it question of the week? All right, question of the week, just to change it up. This week's question is, if you can only have one smell or scent for the rest of your life, what would it be and why?
One smell or scent. I want to wait to hear what these guys say so I can top it off, I guess, or not.
I don't know. You go.
I'll go. Yeah. I really like grape bubble gum. I love that smell. I mean, that's big league chew, grape flavor. I can smell that the rest of my life.
I like the smell of maybe like like a pumpkin candle or a fall candle because it just is a lot of nostalgia.
Say vanilla, pretty classic. Easy. Yep, vanilla.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
Thanks,
Good luck.
guys.
Great bubble gum is